18 days is what you, me, and any other Planetwatch Type 4 sensor user has left until our rewards are going to drastically decrease from the max of 23 planet tokens a day. We have 18 days left until the recycling bin is going to be completely empty and completely depleted. Now, what does that mean for us Planetwatch Type 4 sensor users? Well, not great things, but we'll get into that. And how much can you actually expect to be earning day over day once the recycling bin is empty? We're also going to get into that. Now, before we get into it, make sure you like this video for me, drop a comment down below, subscribe to the channel, guys. And as always, this is not financial advice. Please always go do your own research first. But with that said, let's get into it. Alright, you guys, let's dive into exactly how much you can expect to be earning after the recycling bin is completely empty. But first, let's go ahead and look at the Type 4 sensors here. Now, this is just on explorer.planetwatch.io, so where you can go and see everything going on with the Planetwatch, basically, ecosystem. So right now there are 43,787 Type 4 sensors. Now, this number is obviously always changing because dozens and hundreds of new sensors are coming on every single day or every other day, right? Tons of new sensors are always coming on. Now, down here, this is the recycling bin right here, and this is for the Type 4 recycling bin. Currently, there are 18 million tokens left in the recycling bin, and we are losing about 1 million tokens a day. And that is how I get my 18-day figure. Now, okay, sure, if you want to be a little more technical here, we can get the exact number. Let's just round up and call it 19 million tokens in there. And we'll say that we're losing 900,000 tokens a day. So you just take 19 million, divide that by 900,000, and that leaves you with 21 days until the recycling bin is completely 100% empty. However, I'm going to stay with my guess that is 18 days, right? Because like I said, this number is always changing. With more and more sensors coming on every single day, that means more and more tokens are going to be leaving the recycling bin every single day. And that is what a lot of people keep forgetting about, that this number is exponentially growing. It's not linear. We can't really track it, but we know that this number is not going to decline linear either. It's also going to deplete exponentially, right? So, but when did we even reach this saturation point where we're now losing so much from the recycling bin? Because as you can see here as well, Type 3 sensors, which we'll talk about this guy a little more at the end of the video, Type 3 sensors are also now losing tokens from the recycling bin, meaning that saturation point has been reached, whereas Type 2 sensors are still fine, but Type 1 sensors have also reached saturation point. So let's go ahead and take a look at the saturation points right here. So like we said earlier, there are 43,000 Type 4 sensors online. The saturation point is only 10,000 sensors, meaning we are 4 times the amount needed to saturate the Type 4 system. And for Type 3, the saturation point is 5,000 for Type 3 sensors, and we are at 8,608. And of course, as always, this number is going to continue to increase day over day. However, at this current rate of 70 million tokens still being in, losing about 200,000 a day, Type 3 has at least probably a little bit over a year, 390 or so days until that is empty. But again, that is assuming that nothing here changes. That's assuming that no more sensors come online. Then yeah, we have probably over a year until this is empty. But we can't really assume that, can we though? Because tons of new sensors, like I said already, are coming online every single day. So this is going to very soon start decreasing a whole lot quicker. Now let's get into talking about what actually happens with these sensors once the recycling bin is completely empty. So what's going to happen here is that every single year, Planetwatch releases a certain amount of tokens to help pay out with rewards. Now, these do not go into the recycling bin right here. They just go into the daily reward budget for the sensors. So we see for the first 4 years here, they pay out 534 million tokens a year. Now, those don't all go to one sensor, right? Those are not all going to Type 4 sensors. They get split between the 4 sensors. So 40% of that split goes to Type 1 and 20% goes to Type 2, Type 3, and Type 4, which means for Type 4 sensors, the split that we get is 106 million tokens every single year for the first 4 years, and that is what they are going to use to pay out once the recycling bin is completely empty. So, but the daily reward budget here is set at 292,671. Now, that is subject to change, but I have a feeling that they wouldn't change that because it is in the white paper. Now, like I said though, everything in the white paper is subject to change. They have made that clear before. However, I think this will probably stay because there's no point in just paying out the max daily rewards, because it just wouldn't make sense to pay out max rewards and having the entire budget completely wiped out within like a month or two, right? So there is going to be a max reward budget of 292,000. Now what we can do with that is we can go ahead and take 292,671 and divide that number by the current amount of type 4 sensors, which is 43,787, which comes out to 6.6 tokens a day is what we can expect to earn on our type 4 sensors once the recycling bin is completely empty. Now again, that number 100% going to change and go down as more and more sensors come online, right? Because pretty soon this 43,000 sensors online might be 45,000 or 50,000 or 55,000 eventually, I'm sure. So what's going to happen is exactly that. This number, that 6.6 tokens a day is what is going to be currently paid out, is going to keep on decreasing and decreasing and decreasing. Now, currently with the current token price being 18 cents, you go ahead and we'll times this by 18 cents. That comes out to an astonishing $1.20 a day is what these type 4 sensors will be making in about 18 or 20-ish days, okay? $1.20 a day. Now there are a few things that can help combat that, right? That $1.20 a day, which seems really crappy right now. If the price of planet tokens goes from 18 cents to say $1, right? So, you know, if you're mining 6 planet tokens a day times $1, obviously you're going to be earning $6 a day. And that doesn't sound too bad. I mean, hey, that beats out what a lot of, you know, I have my boxes back there. A lot of helium miners are currently doing right now as well. So that's going to be one way this gets combated, is if price of the underlying token goes up in value, which I am sure it will. I'm a long-term believer in the project and I definitely see the price of planets going well above $1. The other way is if they sell data from these type 4 sensors to organizations, like the whole goal of the project is to do. Now, my only beef with that is that I don't see this data being nearly as valuable as things like these type 3 sensors or the type 2 or type 1 sensors. Type 1 and type 2 are outdoor sensors, so they're monitoring the outdoor air quality. It's a lot more valuable, I think. These type 3 sensors, the SenseEdge Mini, these can measure a whole hell of a lot more data than these little type 4 sensors can. And these are really meant for home use. It says home, businesses, and more, but this is a commercial grade air quality monitor here. These things are meant for like personal homes. I'm not sure who is going to be buying the data from people's personal home air quality. I don't know. I just don't see a product or a service that would need that data necessarily unless it's for research purposes. But again, I'm not going to count anything out. It's completely 100% possible, so we're not going to rule that out. But essentially, if Planetwatch sells type 4 data, then whenever money comes from the sale of the type 4 data, if they ever manage to sell it, is going to go into the type 4 sensor and also going to help increase the price of planet tokens as well. So it's a win-win in that situation. However, like I said, I don't know. I personally can't see type 4 sensor data being nearly as valuable as type 3, type 2, or type 1 sensors, but that's just me. So what does this all mean though, right? So what it comes down to is you have to decide if this $300 sensor is going to be worth it for you. You know, if you actually believe in the project long term and you see Planetwatch being able to sell the data from these sensors, then yeah, sure, it's still a no-brainer to buy one of these. It's not that bad, right? Go ahead, pick yourself up one of those. You won't be earning as much right now, especially as rewards continue to decrease. But if you see the price of planet tokens going to $5, $10, $20 down the line, then right now, even earning 1, 2, 4, 5 tokens a day is going to be definitely worth it in 3 years down the line if the price of planet tokens just skyrockets to like $5, $10, $15, right? But it comes down to you have to believe and you have to know if you think this project is going to actually be substantial in, 4 or 5 years. If you don't think it is going to be substantial enough, don't buy one. Simply don't buy one of these type 4 sensors. Now, it's not too late to get a type 3 sensor. I have one of these. Obviously, I have the box right here, and it's been great. I earn like 45 tokens a day. It's killer, and the value that I get out of this sensor is a lot more valuable than the type 4 sensor, I believe, for me, my personal use. And we have a lot more time until the type 3 sensor recycling bin gets significantly depleted. So like I said, it all really comes down to if you believe in the long-term use of this project. For type 3 sensors, you're going to have to probably wait at least 4 or 5 months. Unless you pick one up off of something like eBay or some other marketplace like that, you're going to be paying probably close to 2 grand on the aftermarket for these, because the resale market is just absolutely crazy right now for everything, you know, just anything tech related you're trying to get your hands on. The reselling market is just disgusting right now. So that's all for this video, you guys. So like I said, you just gotta decide, you know, between these two. If you believe long term, I don't see any reason why you shouldn't still get your hands on one of these. You know, if you're gonna be in the project for 3, 4, 5 years, go ahead, pick yourself up one of these, plug it in, and just let it do its thing. Don't mess with it, don't look at it, don't even worry about it. If you're looking for some short-term cash, well, probably not the thing to go with. Now the Type 3 sensor, on the other hand, I think it is still a good time to get in. We still have probably over 8 or so months until the recycling bin is going to be empty, so I think it's definitely going to be worth it. Now, the only issue is it's probably going to take you 3 or 4 months to get your hands on one. That is, unless you pay reseller price, right? And these things right now go for close to 2 grand on like eBay and whatnot, so you got to decide if that's going to be worth it for you. I get my max daily rewards on this. It's like 45 or 46 planet tokens a day. I love the thing. It's a killer machine. The data I get from this, I think, is a whole hell of a lot more valuable than the data I get from this. So that's all for this video, you guys. Like I said, around 6 planet tokens a day is what you can expect to make, and that's assuming that the Type 4 sensors don't onboard anymore, which they are going to. We all know that. So thanks for watching this video, everyone. If you found that helpful, let me know down below in the comments, and I'll see you on the next one.